I'm getting old. Oh, please, I'm not that old. Hey, you beautiful people, and welcome to 2020. And this, my very first video in the new decade. That's right. Today, I'm going to be doing something pretty interesting. That's not something I've done before, but I discovered this article online. And having read it, I was just like fascinated by it. And I thought, I gotta make a video on this. People have to know about this. This is fascinating. So, today's video . 5 strange predictions about the year 2020. We have come a long way over the years in our advances in technology, understanding ourselves as human beings, our progress towards becoming a space-faring people. And there have always been others who have predicted what we will achieve many years back in the past. There are countless individuals who've correctly predicted many fascinating things correctly. It was Nikola Tesla in 1909 who suggested that someday people would be walking around with phones in their pockets. John Brunner, in his award-winning 1969 science fiction novel set in 2010, predicted that the United States would have its first African-American president. I mean, that's pretty accurate, you know, to begin with. But what was even weirder, eerily enough, the name he came up with, remember, in his 1969 novel, for this president was President Obama. I mean, okay, it's not Obama, but man, it's pretty close. Okay, he also predicted, bearing in mind this was in his novels, satellite news, legal marijuana. So there have been countless individuals who've correctly predicted many, many things within our futures. It's pretty interesting. But I'd like to refer to some of the weirder predictions that were made many years ago about this year today, 2020. So hold on to your hats, your seats, or whatever you need to hold on to. I got this list from an online magazine, Best Life Online. I just discovered it searching the internet. It's the ultimate news source for health-minded readers who want to improve and challenge themselves every single day. So check out the link below in the description if you're interested in reading on a few more that I don't cover in my talk today. All right, so let's not dally any further. Here we go. Number 1. Human feet will become just one big toe. Yeah, someone predicted this. Why? I cannot imagine. But it was in a lecture at the Royal College of Surgeons of England in 1911. A surgeon by the name of Richard Clement Lucas made this very strange prediction that because our outer toes, as he indicated, were useless, over time, perhaps by 2020, they would evolve into one single toey foot thing. Huh. Thank goodness he got that wrong. I mean, ugh. It would just be weird. It would be like a cloven hoof. Ugh. Number 2. We will have ape chauffeurs. And what is even stranger is that this was made, well, this prediction was made in 1994. It's not even that long ago. And also it was made by an organization known as the Rand Corporation, which has made some pretty accurate predictions in the past. You know, they predicted the internet, orbiting space stations, GPS, etc., etc. They're pretty accurate. But I guess it just goes to show that you can't get it all right. Clearly. I mean, ape chauffeurs? Okay. All right, let me give you an idea of their thinking. All right, so with our progress in genetics and genetic manipulation, they believed we could go and bioengineer, I suppose, a super intelligent species of animals that would eventually become our slaves, right? Because that's what they would be, genetically engineered to serve us. So I'm kind of glad they got that one wrong, you know? If animals become evolved enough to be intelligent enough, they should be allowed to be free, like us humans. Number 3. By this year, 2020, We will live in flying houses. Oh, man. Why has this one not yet come true? I would totally love to live in a flying house. You know, kind of like in the movie Up, the Pixar movie. So this was an Arthur C. Clarke prediction. You know, the guy who wrote 2001: A Space Odyssey, and he got many predictions correct through his writing in many of his novels. Now, he believed that houses were so boring in 1966 that we would totally spice them up by making them fly. I mean, damn, that would seriously spice up houses. Can you imagine? Oh my God, you wouldn't need cars. You could just fly from your house from one place to another. Geez, like they would need really, really large parking areas though. Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Number 4. This one's good. C, X, and Q will not be part of the alphabet. Yeah, now that I think about it, it kind of makes sense. I mean, having taught phonics before, yeah, it makes sense. Because they all make the same sound, right? C, K, X, K, S, Q, K. So I guess we have all of these letters that make the K sound, because K also makes the K sound. So maybe I guess he had something there. You know, I mean, his prediction wasn't right, but I mean, I can maybe understand his thinking. So what was his thinking? All right, so it turns out I was correct. A man of science, John Alfred Watkins Jr., he didn't particularly like the extraneous letters. All right, I actually had to look up what extraneous means. Irrelevant or unrelated to the subject being dealt with. Yeah, I guess, kind of, like I discussed, like I mentioned, they all make the same sound. So it's kind of just repetitions of letters that make the same sound. So, yeah, I guess it's kind of what I thought he meant. So he didn't like these extraneous letters of the alphabet, and he predicted that, when asked about the future, that we would abandon these letters. Again, yeah, it does kind of make sense. Just use K for all the words that make the K sound, which certainly makes spelling easier. I mean, circle. It's a C. But a C makes the K sound, right? When you learn your alphabet, or at least when you learn your sounds, what do they tell you? A makes the A sound, B makes the B sound, C makes the K sound, right? So, Kirkle? I mean, I'm just saying. Number 5, we will have both telepathy and teleportation. Why has this one not come true? I would love to read people's minds. Or would I? I don't think they'd want to read my mind. Okay, let's check exactly what he said. All right, an expert in technology, Michael J. O'Farrell, said, "In the pending nanomobility era, I predict telepathy and teleportation will become possible by the year 2020, with both commonplace by 2040. So he probably meant from a technological point of view, we would use nanobots, which through some technological means would allow us to telepathically communicate and teleport things. I don't know much about nanotechnology, so yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously not in 2020, but maybe 2040. Who knows? So just for fun, I'll add in some honorable mentions. Here's honorable mention number 1. We'll have robots as therapists. Could be interesting. I mean, I'm not a therapist, but I do help people better understand themselves through mindfulness. Can you imagine a mindful robot, like a meditating monk robot? Oh yeah, that would be strange. And one final honorable mention. Eating will no longer be necessary. And I'm kind of torn on this one. I mean, it would be kind of cool, but I also love the taste of food. But I mean, it would be really cool if we didn't have to eat. I mean, wow, we would really save the environment in that context. Well, if you're interested in the reasoning behind this one, and if you want to check out all the 23 weird predictions, then check out the link that I mentioned before in the description below. And there are some weird ones I didn't mention too. So yeah, that's my video, my first video for 2020. I thought it'd be fun when I came across this article online. And it was interesting reading it, and it's actually been quite a lot of fun making this video. So I hope you enjoyed these weird predictions, and maybe, who knows, maybe I'll make a future video about some of the interesting things that they expect to happen in 2020. Yeah, that could be interesting too. Anyways, like I said before, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, check out some of my other videos. And if you like those, consider subscribing. Otherwise, please support me on Patreon for just $1 a month, if not more. It really helps me to support this channel and helps me make more videos. All right, till then, ciao for now.